How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We Do Tech and our quick look at the Lenovo Legion Y540, which is one of their more mid-range gaming laptops. Now, the model we have here does have an i5 9300H, 8 gigs of memory, and then also an RTX 2060. Now, we couldn't find exact pricing for our model here, but the starting price on Amazon for an i7 unit is for around $1,100, and the closest spec version we could find here in South Africa is with an i5 and also a 1660 Ti for around 21,000 Rand. Specs-wise, the Y540 does have a choice of GPUs ranging from a 1050 all the way up to a RTX 2060, paired up with either a 4-core i5 9300H or a 6-core i7 9750H. The Y550 is a 15-inch model that is only 26 millimeters thick, and it does have this nice black coating overall with a more rubberized texture feeling on the inner side, and then also this more kind of that 3D plastic texture that you got in some of those 3D pictures. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it for you guys, but it does feel really nice, and I do honestly like the build quality Lenovo has gone with this one. It is definitely one of the better ones that I have used. No plastic feeling body here. However, that does also add towards the price point a bit. Now, it does also show fingerprints a tiny bit. It's again not as much as some other laptops, but it's decent. As for I/O, you get plenty of that around the body with 4 USB 3.1 Gen 1 ports, with one of them being a Type-C. You also get an HDMI 2.0 port and then also a mini display port 1.4. When you're lifting up the display, which again you can do with a single finger, you're greeted with a full-size white-only backlit keyboard with a silent but sharp key presses. You also get a medium-sized trackpad with very good tracking and also nice separate buttons. The built-in speakers was also quite decent, with it featuring 2 2-watt Harman speakers with a Dolby Atmos for gaming. Bass was also pretty good, especially because it doesn't have a sub included. As for the screen, it is a full HD IPS panel that does run up to 144 Hz, and it does have nice thin bezels. Now, you do have that 720p nostril viewing webcam, but honestly, I do prefer that because it does keep the bezels at the top nice and thin. But it's also pretty good at productivity work for like a Photoshop or video editing, although I would say rather go for the i7 model there. The i5 did struggle a bit. Now then, as for performance, the Legion did pretty well here, with it also being able to hit over 60 FPS in every single game. Now, you will have to drop some settings down to hit that 144 FPS, especially if you are running with the i5 model, but it did do pretty well, especially when we did compare it to some of the other laptops that I've benchmarked before, and most of those are i7s and also at least 16 gigs of RAM. Now, even though the Legion is quite a bit thin, cooling was also pretty decent here. The GPU went up to around 70 degrees, while the i5 unfortunately did jump up into the high 90s, just like most of Intel's CPUs, where it did start to thermal throttle from 4 GHz to around 3.3 GHz under a heavy Blender workload. The fans were also not too loud. It's definitely better than some other laptops that I've used, but it also only features 2 fans there. Then finally, for power, you do get quite a large but flat 230 watt power adapter and a 52.5 watt hour 6-cell battery that will last around 5 hours of casual use and less than an hour when gaming, which is understandable. Most of the gaming laptops don't really do well there. So then, in conclusion, the Y540 definitely has one of the best build quality compared to a lot of the laptops that I've used so far. It does have that more professional look to it, and it's not as focused towards gaming, which I honestly do kind of prefer. If you are working in a more office environment, it won't attract that much attention, especially if you're in a meeting, maybe with like a big CEO or something. However, I will say that the i5 version with the 8 gigs of RAM might be a bit on the too weak a side. I was able to play off the games and do some of the benchmarks and everything, but it's not as powerful, and I personally needed something a bit more. But again, that is me. Some of you might not need to play at ultra settings and also do video editing or anything like that, so that might be enough for you. But also at the current price point, it is a bit more expensive than some of the other laptops with the same specs, and that is thanks to more of the build quality, again being much better than a lot of the other laptops. A lot of the other gaming laptops are very plasticky and it just doesn't feel good at all. So Lenovo here kind of made the build quality a lot better, but that also increased the price somewhat. So in the end, it's just going to be up to your choice. Do you want a really good build quality but pay a bit more for that, or you just want something very cheap that has some power? That is your options right there. So if you guys enjoyed this review, please like, share, subscribe, and comment like always. Also, if you guys want to get this laptop for yourself, I will leave links in the video description. Big thanks to Lenovo for sending it over for review, and I will check all of you guys next time. Cheers, guys.